Hi guys, welcome back to the second part of this retail analysis project. Remember, in the first part, I said this project will be divided into three parts. The first part will be data cleaning and exploration. The second part will be dashboard designing and visualization, while the third part will be analysis and report building. So in the data cleaning and exploration, we were able to import our data, our tables into Power Query. So when we imported into Power Query, we appended these tables because the data structures in the two tables are similar. So it helped us to be able to append these two tables into one. So when we appended these tables, we created a new table. So this new table that we created, we went further to remove duplicative values from this table. We removed null value as well in some very key columns so that our data will be of good quality. So we created additional columns like the year, the year, the month, and the quarter from the date column. So we also created total sales column where we multiplied the quantity sold and the price per unit. So afterwards, we loaded this data into Power BI so that we can continue with our analysis. So, and that is what led us into the second part of this video, which is the dashboard design and visualization, which we'll be doing right now. But before we go further to design our dashboard and to start our visualization, there are some key steps we also need to take. First, we need to create the date table. After creating this date table, we'll go ahead to create a data model to model our data. So after modeling our data, then we'll go ahead and create some additional measures to be able to analyze properly. Why do we have to create this date table? When we create our date table, it will enable us to filter our data on based on month, year, or quarter. So once we do that, we'll go ahead and create additional DAX measures, like I said. So without further ado, let's get right into
The next thing we want to do after we have uploaded our data set into Power BI is to model our data, one. Then number two, to create calendar table so that we can create the relationship between the calendar table and our data set. So here is our data. This is the original data that we appended, so we don't need it. So we're going to hide it because we don't need it. This is not the data that we cleaned, so it's not going to be useful to us. This is the data that we cleaned. Yeah, this is data that we cleaned, as you can see. These are the original column: the country, the customer ID, the invoice date, the description that we change into item, the price, the quantity, and the stock code. So these are the calculated columns that we did. That's the sales, the year, quarter, month name. So we can now, here's where it gets interesting. We can either start creating our measures with this, or we can go a step further. That's creating some additional tables from from the item from we're doing analysis on product analysis. I'll just change this item name to product. Yeah, I think I'll prefer it, product. So we're doing analysis on products. We're doing analysis on products. We're doing analysis on customer segmentation. That's customer ID. We're doing on country. That's region. And we're doing on, which is the last one, on sales. Yeah, on sales. So that being said, I think we can go a step further with our data. Let's go home first and foremost. Let's go home first and foremost because we need to get back into our Power Query for this stage, that for this thing I want to do. If we create additional tables, then we'll model our data. We have a fact table, then we have dim tables, dimension tables. For example, let me come back here. This is the one we're working with. So I'm going to duplicate this. So I'll name it dim. Let me see. I'll name it dim product. Dim product. I'll name it dim product. Then I'll right click on it and remove other columns. Yes, I'll remove other columns. Now we have dim product. I'll come here. I'll click on this. Then I'll remove duplicates. After doing that, I'll create additional column. That's index from 1. So I'll name it product ID. product ID. And let me product ID, then I'll move it here. So the ID, then the product. I will repeat the process. I'll repeat the process for, I'll duplicate again. Which shall I do? We have product. We have country. We're analyzing based on country too. So I'll do dim country. I'll do dim country. Then I'll come here. I'll click on country. Then remove other columns. I'll go ahead and remove duplicates. Then once that is done, once the duplicate is removed, I'll create an index column starting from 1. So I'm still waiting for it to remove duplicate. I think this is more of an industry acceptable standard. So that's why we are doing this. We could have actually just gone ahead and start to build and start to create our measures with the one we cleaned earlier. Just the way we imported it, we just start to create our measures. But I think this is going to make our life a little bit easier. So it's creating an index column for us. So in the index column, I'll just change the name to country ID. Country ID. Country ID. I remember that I said that one should learn how to start leveraging AI in enhancing one's workflow. So I think when we get to that stage, I will let you know what part of this project I will be asking ChatGPT for help. So country ID is created. I'm just gonna move it here so that we can have the ID for the country. So I think let's go back to our retail data. Product invoice. We're going to be analyzing based on customer ID also. So should I do it? Should I? Okay, let me just do what I'm thinking. So I'll come here again. So I'm going to create a duplicate. So it will be dim customer. Dim customer. So while in this table, I'm going to go to the customer column, the customer ID column, then I'll remove every other one. I'll come here, remove duplicates like I did in the other two. Then I'll create an index column from 1. Then I'll change it to cost ID so that I don't have the same column name like the original. Then I'll move this here. Why I did this is because I'm going to be, our business question is for us, or our business task is for us to do what again? Is to check for, we're going to do sales trend analysis, customer segmentation, product performance analysis, and geographical insights. So that's why I created another table for country, product, and customer. So now that we have all of this, we'll come back to, let me be sure that I index from 1 for all of them. Yes. So we'll come back to our retail data set, our retail data. Then we'll come here, we'll come to home, we'll come to merge queries. So we start from, let's click on product. So we come here, click on dim products, then click on product. Estimating matches based on data previews. So this may take a while, so I'm just going to OK it so we don't waste too much time. Then we'll come here, click on this to expand it. We don't use the original column name as prefix. We use the product ID and click OK. That's because we'll be deleting this product from the retail data from the original retail table. So I'm just going to name this as fact retail data. Once this is done, we'll repeat the process for the other two, country and dim customer. So I may fast forward this. I'll just try to edit it and fast forward it when I'm done with this video so that we can move forward forward faster. Yeah, now that we've done the three for product ID, country ID, and customer ID, what we will do now is that we are going to remove the product, the country, and the customer ID from the fact table because they're just going to be redundant. We've created another table for them entirely. So we come here, we look for the product, click on it, control, then we go to the next thing we are removing. That's the customer ID. That's the country, and this. So we take them off the dim fact table. This being done, we'll go back home, close and apply. Now that our data has been loaded into Power BI, so let's see what we have. Here like I said, Power BI has created the relationship for us already. If we check, but we do not need this particular, we don't need this. So we don't need it in this model. So I think it's safe for us to delete it from the model because this is not the data that we cleaned. Remember that we've appended this data, the 2009 and 2010 with 2010 and 2011. We've appended them, joined them together into a table. It was that table that we cleaned, not this data set. So we're going to remove them from the model. Now let's bring our tables into view. Dim country, then bring it here. Dim customer, then bring it here too. This is product. So let's bring it forward also. Let's bring it here. Yes. So we have already the relationships they've been formed for us by Power BI. This is product. This is for customer ID, and this is for country ID. So, but there is still one table that we need to create, and that's the calendar table. Like I said, the calendar or the date table. So this is going to help us to be able to filter the data based on month, year, or quarter. So if we come here and we click on new table, you can click on new table here. Sorry. Let's come here and click on new table. So we're creating a calendar table. So add column, calendar auto. What calendar auto will do is it will go into our table, into our data set, and look for the list date, the earliest date and the latest date to create our table for us. So we'll come to year. So this will be year date. This I've had to cram this calendar formula. Like, I think a lot of the stuff you have to know them by heart. So either cramming or any other way. So we format this in, because we don't want the reason why we're using the format is we want to have the short form so that we don't have the full, if it's January, February, we don't have it fully written out. So we're going to format date, format date. Yeah, I think if it's 3, we're going to use that's MMM, that's the short form. Close, I'm having read. Sorry. Okay. So month number, number. That's month. Sorry. There should be a comma here. So this will be month. Weekday. Weekday will be format. Without formatting, we're formatting the date. So Control C. Week num. So we're going to do week number again. I think the week number will help us to week number. Yes, now our calendar table is formed, or is created already. If you check, so our date starts from 2009 till, if we click here, and let's not come here, let's come to year. So 2009, 2010, 2011. If you remember in our original data too, the data set is from 2009, 2010, and from 10 to 2011. The two tables before we combine them. So we're good to go. So we're just going to commit it. Commit it to just press enter. Okay, I think I press enter earlier. So now that our date table is created, date table is created, we can go back. We can go back to our data model. We can go back. Our calendar is, so we go back to our data model and create the relationship ourselves. So we're going to drag the date here and look for the invoice date here. So you can see one-to-many relationship has been created, just like Power BI did for the other tables here. So we can go back to our report page and start to create our DAX measures. So like I told you, here's where I said we should be able to make use of available resources to help us in our project or in our task. Now, I have this business question, which is uh, to uncover detailed insight from this data. Insights like the following: sales trend, customer segmentation, performance, geographical insights. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to copy this. I am going to copy this, or Control C, then come to what's it called, ChatGPT, and ask it to kindly tell me which measures to create in order to be able to this, analyze and answer these business questions below. So I'll come here, I'll paste, enter, and I'll watch ChatGPT to create its magic. So once you see, it's answering them one by one. It's even giving me the DAX formulas to use. You see, I didn't ask it for it. Now, sales trend analysis says I'll create total revenue, total quantity sold, average order value, year-on-year growth, month-on-month growth, sales by month, sales by quarter. I think once we have total sales, it will be easy to use our charts and our dashboards to filter this out. So you see, so what I'm going to do now is that I'll copy all of this, then I'll copy all of this and paste it in Microsoft Word, so that I can then go ahead and start creating my DAX measures, which is the next step in our task. So yeah, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to copy. Sales trend, so I'm revenue growth, month and quarterly sales, running total, so customer segmentation. This will be very helpful in creating my final report page and dashboards. So I'm just going to copy all of it. Then I'll paste it into Microsoft Word. Then from there, I'll start creating this measure one by one. So that's the next thing for us to do now. Now that we have asked ChatGPT to tell us what DAX measures we'll be calculating so that we can create our dashboard, this is what it gave us. I copied it from my ChatGPT and I pasted it in a Microsoft Word document. So we'll be calculating. Remember that our business question asks us to do our analysis based on sales trend, customer segmentation, product performance, and geographical insights. So for sales trend analysis, we will be doing total revenue, total quantity sold, average order value, year-on-year growth, month-on-month growth, running total sales contribution in percentage. We'll be doing total customer for customer segmentation. We'll be doing total customer, new customers, returning customers, customer retention rate, churn rate, customer life value, customer purchasing frequency. For product performance, we'll be doing total sales per product, average product price, product sales contribution. Then for geographical insights, we'll be finding total sales by country, top countries by revenue, sales growth by country, revenue contribution by country, country with the least performing, the lowest performing country, and the country with highest sales growth. So we'll go back to our Power BI. Now that we know what we'll be calculating, we'll go back to our Power BI and we will create another table. We'll come here, create a table. So we'll create a table. This table, we create a table, and this table, this is where we will store all our measures. So this table, we'll call it all measures. So we'll load it. Wait for it to load. Yes, now we have an all measured table. So the first measure, we'll click here, we'll go to new measure. So the first measure we'll be creating is the first measure we'll be creating will be the total revenue measure. So the total revenue will be equal to sum of, yeah, we're going to a fact table because that's where we have our sales. Yes. So now that we have our total sales, we'll create the next measure, which new measure, which is the total quantity sold. Let me check to be very sure. Total quantity sold. So the total quantity sold will be total quantity sold will be sum. Is it going to be sum of transactions? Total quantity sold. Yes, sum of. So we'll come back to our fact retail table. Yes. So come here. So we have our total quantity sold. We'll create a new measure, the year-on-year growth. Growth will be equal to year-on-year growth. First, let's calculate the average order value. That's what we'll divide the total revenue. What we divide the total revenue by the distinct count of invoice. Yes, that's average order value. Average order value, and or we can also say, so this is going to be divide total revenue distinct count of invoice. Once this is done, so we should calculate our year-on-year growth. Measure year-on-year growth. So we have about 19 DAX measures to calculate. So I'm just going to speed it up so that we can hurry up with the whole thing. So saying this is not correct. So what I'm going to do is I will copy this formula, copy it, and go to ChatGPT. Ask it. So I'll wait for it to correct the formula for me. Then I'll copy back to my Power BI and continue with the other DAX measures that we have to calculate or we have to do. This formula rate is not correct because the exchange does not give total revenue denominated correctly, instead which as follows. All fact retail data. Total revenue gives the total number of revenue. So I'll just copy this. I'll come back to my Power BI. So this is what I mean when I say we should be able to leverage AI to our advantage. Have that. So these measures that we've calculated, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, they are measures. I'm just going to remove this one. So these 6 or 7 measures, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These 7 measures are for our sales trend analysis. So we still have more to create. If we check this out, we will see that we have another 7 to calculate for customer segmentation. So let's just get right into it. I'm going to do the first one, then I'll speed up the other ones. So new measures or new measure. What do we want to do? Total customers. So for total customer, we will be using the customer ID. So that's quite straightforward. It's going to be distinct counts. Okay. Customer ID. So the next we have that customer. So we have that. Or since we have 4 measures to do, I think I'm just going to, what I will do is I will name this one sales trend DAX, sales DAX. Let me rename it. Measures. So I will have another table that will name customer measures, so that we don't have a lot of measures muddled up. It will be easy for us to identify which table we are going into for what. So I'm just going to name this table customer measures. I'm going to be figuring this out as we go on. I don't want to name it table. I want to name it. The way this is sales measure, I want to be able to. So I'm gonna come here. I'll come in. I'll come to new table. So I'll name this customer measures. How is it allowing? Why is it not allowing me to create a new table? No, I'm gonna cancel it. I'm gonna cancel it. Or delete from model. So I'm creating a new table here. I'll name this table customer measures. So all the DAX formula, the DAX measure that I'm creating for the customer segmentation will be in this table. So total customer from here. Let's see if it can copy it. No, so I'm just going to delete it from here. Then I'll come and create it inside the customer measures. New measures. I feel it to be easy. It will be more tidy that way. So total customer to be distinct count. Customer ID. I'll get to give us total customers. So after that, the next thing we want to calculate for the customer segmentation is new customers. So how do we calculate these new customers? So like we did in the sales measures, I will have created one, then I can speed up this other process, this other part, so that we do not waste much time in this video. Yes, so we have concluded the customer uh, segmentation measures too. So the next one we will be calculating will be the product performance, and here we are just going to do three: the total sales per product, average product price, and product sales contribution. Every other thing that we need to do with this product performance can be done using our charts or the tools available in Power BI. So we do not need to use DAX measures to calculate the product performance in each country or in each month or quarter. We can always use our slicer to drill down into this. So for that, we just be calculating these three for the product performance, the total sales by product, the average product price, and the product sales contribution. So let's get back to it, and so let's come here. Where is it? So let's come to table tools. I would like to create a new table. I'll come back here. So I'll click on this to create table. So this new table, this will be product measures. So load it. Once it is loaded, then we start to create our measures in it. So new measure. The first measure we'll be creating will be total sales per product. doing this, we can create we can use the visuals in Power BI to check for total sales per product. All we need to do is to drag the total sales that we've already calculated into the x-axis, then the product into the y-axis. But uh, let's right here, let's just calculate this. So total sales per product will be equal to some x values top code total revenue. So new measure, calculate the second one. So I'm just going to split this up also like the other two that the other two tables that we just created. Thank you. Now we've done the product measures. The last one is going to be the geographical insight. So total sales by country, top 5 countries by revenue, sale, sales growth by country, revenue contribution by country percentage. I think everything in this sales, everything that requires the geographical insight can be done using the visuals in our Power BI. So I don't think I need to create any DAX measures for those. But as we build our dashboard, if there's a need to create DAX measures for them to get some visuals done, I will, of course, we can always go back and create our measures. Thank God we have this well laid out. So what we've done so far is that we've been able to create different measures from we've been able to create measures to 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 start creating our dashboard. The measures we've been able to create include the sales trend for the measures for sales trend analysis, for customer segmentation, for product performance. So the next thing in our project will be to build our dashboard. But I think I may have to do that in another video because this one is long enough. So we'll stop this here and we'll instead of us having 3 videos for this particular series, we'll probably be having 4 videos then.